Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of Cat's Corner. Gian, unfortunately, is not with us today. He decided to go to Cancun. So, you know what? We're going to wing this. With me is my son, Julian. He's an avid fan, just like I am. We're here at PearlCon at my daughter's high school, Daniel Pearl in Van Nuys. You know, we have a small room here. Hey, look, there's the 501 Legion walking by us. So we got a couple of Ghostbusters, but we're gonna do something different today. We're gonna interview some of the creators here. You know, talk to some of the vendors, and try to have some fun. All right, so here we are at Daniel Pearl Con 3. We're here with Robert Roach of Mentu fame. How you doing today, young man?
Doing well. Principally, I brought Mentu today. It's based on Egyptian mythology, but set in today's LA. And at its heart, it's pretty much a father-son story. There aren't a lot of father-son stories with black principles in comics, unfortunately. I also brought some of my illustrations dealing with a post-colonial Africa Bob Marley project that I've been illustrating for a producer. The concept design work is close to the end, hopefully.
Cool.
Brought Black Comics Returns, in which I'm one of the participants. Number of really talented folks in there. I'm glad to be included.
Oh, wow.
And also, always have some really nice stuff in there. I also brought some stuff I'm working on from the Roach, which won me the Glyph Award for the very first Rising Star in terms of Independent Creators Award. All this stuff out here, trying to support the Jerkon family and Daniel Pearl.
All right, so here we are with William ONeal, and me and Bill here, we go back, what, 20?
Oh, at least 20 years.
We go back to Chassis days and everything.
Yeah, Chassis and Violent Messiahs.
Yeah. And even now, a little bit of Escape from LA.
Yes.
Snake Plissken.
Yes.
I'm coming up with some box. I'm like, oh, snap, you know. I still got some of those.
Yeah, John
signed.
Carpenter's Snake Plissken
Right?
Chronicles, yeah.
So tell me what you brought here for the show today. Tell me a little bit about yourself real quick.
Well, I'm a freelance writer and illustrator, and these are two different series of types of artwork I do right now, print-wise. These ones here are called split personalities, where I take image of a famous actor or actress, and I divide it in half,
so
and then
cool.
half of them is one of their famous characters, and the other side is the other half.
Right, look at that.
I started with the Harrison Ford one, and that one went over so well. I did that as a Star Wars Celebration print.
That's right.
That
yeah.
I've ended up creating a line of them.
That's
and
awesome.
I can confirm that Harrison Ford has seen that one, and he likes
That
it.
is awesome.
His makeup artist on Force Awakens had it above his station. So every morning, Harrison Ford came in and saw it, and he said he liked it.
Oh, look at you. The Force is strong with this one. Fun right there.
And then the other item that I do here is this thing I call novel art, where I take pages from the novels of books, and I cut them out, and then I draw directly onto the pages of the novels.
Oh, that's cool.
So I have originals here, and then also reprints
Look at
of
that.
them.
Look at that. Very cool. This is Mike Uncle. He's the brains, the genius behind Hero Bear and the Kid, and I've seen this project from sketches to the, and it's amazing. It's beautiful. Tell us a little bit about you and what you got going. And
I will always say that I'm a cartoonist. That's all I ever wanted to be since I was a little kid. You've known it for forever. You've seen Hero Bear since the beginning. I think that's what I love about being at a show like this with you, is because it's been a great sort of
we've grown old together.
Exactly. Yes,
there's no other way.
There's
no other way of saying it.
But that's what makes this so fun to share this. All the books that I get to do, I love to be able to share with you and with everybody. You've always latched on to the all ages stuff. Which
it's money. I mean, people don't understand. It's like all ages.
It's what everybody's looking for to share.
Like,
you want to be able to share it.
A 6-year-old can take this with his grandfather or grandmother.
Yep.
I mean, it's for everybody. I mean, it's.
And that's truly, when people ask, what, are you just doing a kid's book? Or are you doing that? To me, all ages is truly all ages.
All ages.
You can, and I always call
A
them
through Z.
Family, yeah, exactly. Family events.
Yeah.
You have a parent with a kid. You have a teacher with a kid. You have grandparents with everybody, grandkids.
I mean,
everybody.
All right, so we're here with Chiquita Smith. She's got her Raven Choi book.
Raven Choi, we are representing. I don't know if you know about the story. It's about a girl. She's 5 years old. A hitman kills her parents. She's sent to Korea, finds a clue her dad left behind 20 years later. decides to come back to America to find the killer and becomes a bounty hunter in the process. So this is the cover of book 1, which is pretty popular.
Yeah.
Her walking through the snow.
Badass.
Then we also have book 2 and book 3. So this is book 2 that came out for October. Then this one just came out this year. So book 3, so we're gaining on it. It's 5-part story to tell the whole story of Raven Choi. So we have 2 more books to go. And then after that, we're going to do a one-shot. We also have it in Korean. So if you're learning Hangul, this is a great way to learn because it's not too big, not too heavy. All the T-shirts are actually featured in the books. So we have those for sale. So someone in every story wears the T-shirts except Raven Choi because that's just the cover of the book.
Right.
The jewelry as well as Raven's jewelry that you see in the story. She wears her Raven earrings and her Raven necklace. And
you got every angle covered.
every angle.
Thank you.
You sure you don't want any chapstick?
I don't do chapstick.
I have bubblegum, Shiro, comics, chapstick. He doesn't use chapstick, but we're going to work on him. No. It has SPF. It protects you from the sun and from Thanos. If only the Avengers had this in the movie, it wouldn't have ended the way it ended.
You know.
I promise you.
Hey, R2 here. And how are you enjoying today? Oh, cool, cool. Do you have anything for me? Any plans? Anything I should look into? No? All right, well, cool. Well, thank you for showing up. So hopefully it's a good day for everybody.
I'm a comic book artist. Right now I'm drawing Teen Titans for DC Comics.
Nice, nice.
More recently I've drawn Nightwing, Green Lantern Corps, Batman Beyond.
The new 52, the
new 52, yeah, and the Rebirth.
Right, right.
And other books like Wonder Woman, Superman,
Nice.
Supergirl.
Nice. Any favorites? Any standouts?
Well, you know, I really like Wonder Woman. She's a very dynamic character. Each one has their own unique challenges and inspirational kind of aspects. Like Green Lantern Corps was fun because you get to design a lot of sci-fi stuff. Each issue took place in a different planet, which meant different tech, different culture, different aliens. So it's almost like watching a new Star Trek episode
It's true.
every month. You have to be very passionate about what you do. I mean, this is it's a childhood dream to be drawing comics, first of all.
For a living.
For a living. But also, you have to. Being an artist or creative.
Right.
You have to put yourself into the work.
Reader's shoes,
yeah. And there has to be a level of passion. And
the readers will know. They know if you actually care about what you're doing.
And a lot of it is also just personal life experiences, things that you go through and people that you meet. That drives into the work that you ultimately do. So.
How long have you been drawing comics?
I've been drawing comics professionally since 1992.
And how long?
That's
have you
probably
been
before you were
comics?
born.
No, that's the year of my birth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was 20 at the time, going to college in New York, and I landed my first professional gig at a small company back then called Valiant.
Okay.
And I've been.
The rest is history?
The rest is history. It's a very isolating kind of career. I don't know if you got a chance to talk to other comic book artists.
Yeah, well, I mean, not specifically about their home life, but I can only imagine. I mean, you have to be. It's not like you can have your friends come over and draw with them when you need.
And that actually eats up even more time because then you're talking and
Exactly.
interacting, and when you should be focused on the work. So these are these are the original art pages from Nightwing. I drew issues 35 to 41, 30 something, 30, 40.
Did these get published? Or
These are all published. These are all original art. So this is the pencils and inks, and I would scan these in, and then email them to the colorist.
And they would color it in.
And ultimately it would be a digital file that would get printed. In the past, there used to be, I would have a separate inker. I ink my own stuff now. In the past, after I finished the pencils, I would FedEx the pages to the inker.
And then they would probably just.
Then they would ink over the pencils, and then they would send that back to the office, and then the front office would then the production team would scan and prep the pages.
But now you cut out the middleman.
Now I do that all myself. Basically, I draw pencil and ink on paper, and then I scan into the computer, and then I'll also do some additional touch-ups, and then I'll upload the file to the colorist.
And then
There have been many times where after I'm done with it, or while I'm drawing and I realize that I might have made a mistake.
Or you have another idea or something?
Yeah, but for efficiency purposes, I just finish it and then make the revisions on the computer.
Got it.
So sometimes if you compare the original art to the published printed work, there might be a slight variance.
Because there might have been something that you
that I might
changed.
have done. Now, back in the day when there were no computers,
right?
And there's a lot of artists today that draw purely digital now.
I was going to ask, is there?
So,
do you have a preference?
For me, it's actually faster to draw pencil and ink on paper still. Although there have been other projects that I have drawn digitally from scratch. So I do all the layouts digitally.
Okay.
Just because it's easier to erase and change, and
honest,
and this new book that I'm drawing, Teen Titans, it's a different. They're teens. They're younger superheroes.
Right.
Each one has their own kind of unique personality. So you have to be able to convey that in the body action. Just like if you guys are watching this podcast and you see how you're sitting versus how I'm sitting versus some of the other people in the background. The body language already tells kind of like a little bit of a story,
on.
yeah.
What we're
a certain
doing.
level of comfort, or
right.
If I were to sit up straight like this, and it'd be a different level of storytelling, right? So, but that all has to be drawn. Just want to thank everyone. I mean, again, we're all here because we love comic books, and it's a great medium.